What's up, everybody? This is kind of going to be like a part one of a series that I'm calling Let's Fix. I want to work on Borderlands 4 first. The second one's probably going to be Battlefield 6. Um, so, as you know about Borderlands, realistically, this game came out probably about 6 months early. The game has lost 97% of its player base, releasing an invincible boss that only takes really about 90 seconds to kill. So it's not really an invincible boss compared to like old previous ones like Terramorphous. Um, it released the bounty pack that only had half the DLC in it, really. So we're talking Gearbox decided to just make it free for everybody, and then they added on to that season pass for the bounty pack. Um, so they increased the number to five, and they just gave one for free for everybody just because it had less than half the content they originally planned. Um, so this game, realistically, if it would have came out in March, I think would have been in a whole lot better position because let's face it, the vaults aren't very good. Uh, the three bosses are kind of okay, but the loot drop isn't that great. You're talking about Gearbox recently just increased for specific bosses. They did like a 5x loot drop increase. A lot of people like that. I think they should make that permanent. If they did that, or I think that should be for everything. I was gonna say that what if they changed that weekly? They could at least get people to farm certain bosses weekly. But what if the boss that you want to farm isn't on that list and it's gonna get kind of annoying? Then you might just have people coming on the game once a week. But then 5x you could go for the specific item you're looking for. Because the drop rate on this game ain't great. Um, Especially when you had entire characters like you got guys playing co-op, and then if you play co-op and someone collected something in your game, like if you care about achievements or trophies, and if it might unlock for them but it might not unlock for you, or vice versa, it might unlock for you but not unlock for them or something. There's just a whole lot of co-op issues still, um, to where if you ended up with a messed up character, Gearbox solution was like, yeah, just stop playing that character, and then once the update comes out, then once it's fixed, then you can start playing. But if it takes them 3 months to fix that issue, they just told you to start a new character. Well, if you haven't beat the game yet, now granted most people have, um, you then have to start at level 1 again. Um, One thing I think we can do to make this game better is add more characters. Like, where are all the characters at from previous Borderlands games? I think that's why people really love Borderlands 2 so much, because where's Dr. Zed? I'm just not just talking about the vending machine. Where's Scooter with his whole catch a ride? Where's, like, what happened to Lilith? She's like an entirely new character. Uh, Brick, Mordecai. What about Axton? Axton was like one of the coolest characters in like early Borderlands because he had a throwable turret that could attach to walls and shoot stuff, which was awesome. And then you could add a nuke to it. And then I think if you had enough skill points when they started updating the characters and increasing the level cap, I think you could actually get two that had nukes, which was actually pretty cool. Uh, Crazy Earl, like Athena, Tiny Tina. We do know Tiny Tina and Krieg have recorded lines so far for one of the DLC, so we know they're coming back. But like TK Baja, like Tannis, there's been some kind of rumor about Sir Hammerlock coming in a DLC, but like Ellie, but there's been speculation going on right now in one of the DLCs. We might actually get sent to kill Sir Hammerlock and kill Ellie. So it makes you wonder: are we killing the actual character? Are we killing like clones of them? Are they just using this as an excuse to bring back the voice actor? Like, hopefully they bring back the real character. Hopefully we're killing like a clone or something, and then like the real character gets unlocked as like an NPC we could keep. But I remember Borderlands 1, man. It's like you would face just some weird little like boss in a cave and it'd pop up his name, or you'd see TK Baja. It was like all these guys were like memorable. Like nobody really cares about any of the characters really in Borderlands 3 and 4, and I think that's why Borderlands 2 was so loved, because man, they dug into the characters. You were on Sanctuary, you ran into Marcus, uh, Zed was still kind of like chopping off limbs and stuff. You still had Catch a Ride. Tannis was still being Tannis. Now we got to talk about the main reason people play the game is the guns. I remember seeing a Reddit post shortly after the launch. They did the math. Borderlands 4 has less guns than Borderlands 3, and I think even Borderlands 2. What's worse is the legendaries in this game are actually pretty awful, and that there are a lot of random greens and blues that are actually better than the legendaries. The only good thing is every bounty pack, now there's 5, and every big DLC is going to add around a handful of legendaries. It's supposed to be between like 5 and 9, 5 to 10. So we could get, there's 5 bounty packs, so if we get 5 per one, that'll be 25. I think the big DLCs are going to add about 10, so we could get about 35. Maybe if the couple of the bounty packs have like 7 or something, maybe we can get closer to 40 or 50 new legendaries. Hopefully those are better, but this game's missing like those OP guns, the guns that made people just farm and farm and farm to get them because they were just absolutely amazing. Like the conference call, the Lauda, the B shield, the Infinity pistol, the Dictator AR, the Monarch AR. Like, where are those OP legendary weapons at in my previous games? I actually, they got like an amp shield and stuff in this game. Talking about the Lauda, I actually found a gun in this game. It was a purple. It has the Lauda's model. So the Lauda model is in here. It's just not a legendary. It's not called the Lauda. We do know Pearlescents are coming too. So, and that's coming in a free update. So we're probably going to see maybe 5 to 10 of them in the first big DLC. Maybe 5 to 10 the second DLC. Hopefully the bounty packs are also add 2 or 3 each. So maybe we'll have 20 of them, 20, 25 by the time the first full season of DLCs is out. Sad that it's probably gonna be behind the paywall, but that's kind of what it is. I would say fixing the story, and it kind of seems like they're going that way. There have been some leaks that the Timekeeper, like, no one really understands his backstory or anything about him. We just kind of know that he kind of took over the planet. If some leaks are true and some reports, the Timekeeper is going to be in either one or both of the DLCs, the big DLCs, to where we're going to learn about his backstory and how he became the Timekeeper. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea, but I'm guessing they're trying to tie it in, and then we're supposed to be unlocking new areas of the map. It kind of just seems like they cut that from the story just to sell us DLC, because this game has two different DLCs, two different season passes for some reason, when in previous games we had one. And honestly, if you look at the content for bounty packs and I forget what they call the actual season pass, I think maybe come around March or something, once they start releasing them, I think they should find a way to like combine the two or something. I think that will get more people to buy it. They've already lost 97% of their player base. The Terramorphous, the like little invincible boss, Bloom Reaper, didn't get people to come back. In 1 month, you had an invincible boss and a bounty pack come out, and nobody came back. It didn't increase the percentage of players coming back. Like, I understand that this story, you're not at Borderlands 2 Handsome Jack level, but we got to do something. I am kind of hoping that this game has 2 season passes. One, this game has so many skills. Honestly, I would love for it to copy Borderlands 2 to where it goes to level 62 or level 61, then go to 72 for like the first season pass, then copy Borderlands 3 to where we get a second season pass, and then instead of doing like OP levels to where Borderlands, I think, was 2, where we became level 80, we just had OP levels to where your weapons and items were level 80. Actually let us become level 80 and give us like 2 DLCs in that one, and then let the second DLC for like season pass 2 let us become like level 88, because this game has so many more skills than previous games. Like if you look at the skill trees, the previous games have like one section, one section, one section. These go down and then have entire branches at the bottom. Like, if you really want to start branching and like making different type of hybrid builds, you're probably going to need probably about 88 skill points. Also, I'd like to see pearlescence for completing missions and stuff. And then I would like to see whites just completely go away, especially in like any Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. I don't understand why that's still a thing. And once you go to Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, like, why do you still see so many damn whites? I would say maybe update the Catch a Ride, or really the control schemes, to have like a control scheme 1, what they have, and then a control scheme 2, and try to make it like Borderlands 3 and Borderlands 2, to where you have the weapons attached to the D-pad, and then attach your Catch a Ride. Make that like circle. Make some of your other stuff like X. Make you have to hold like some a touchpad and something. Like, make you have to do something, like push another button. Like, I don't know. Like, I understand this was heavily requested, and Gearbox did actually respond to this. So their response was because of the engine. What was it? Because of the engine, they're like limited and stuff. But then I was reading the people who actually make the engine actually responded to a lot of stuff that not just Gearbox, but other companies were saying about the engine. They're like, it's not that the engine can't do it. It's just that a lot of people either bought like the 5.0 engine versus like the 5.1 or 5.2 engine, which has like more. It's easier to develop for. Um, but it's not only that, is that you can still do all those same things on like I guess the 5.0 engine, but the 5.0 engine you have to know more what you're doing, and it's like uh, if you don't spend the time to actually go in and learn how to do this stuff, it can actually become very taxing, and it's going to take a while. And they're saying a lot of it's on the developers for not doing that. They're not getting antiquated with any of the technology. They're just hopping online, just trying to figure it out as they go. They're not, trying to learn it first and then start creating. It's just create now and then we'll figure it out as we go. um, yeah, so they need a couple more Vault Hunters. We know we got 2 coming, and this is why I think we need a second season pass, so that way we can get 2 more. Really, Rafa and maybe maybe Vex are like the only 2 good characters in the game. Like, Vex is kind of to the point where she's kind of overpowered, to where the point it wouldn't surprise me if they nerf her. Like, my wife is a Vex main and I'm a Rafa main, and I love Rafa because his dialogue is like the best in the game by far. There's no one close to him. I think Cash is just going to be kind of like a money grab, honestly. I don't think they're going to put a whole lot of time and money into him. I think he's just going to be a money grab. Hopefully, they give him some like chance type skill tree or something to where he could have like a 5x multiplier for critical hit damage compared to like a 2 or something. And then it's like a roll of the dice, and he has to roll like a 1 through 6 dice to see if he can do 10 times damage or something. I don't know, something quirky and cool. And then the second character, I think they showed that the outline of what his character's going to look like without actually showing what he looks like, but hopefully it's good. Honestly, I would love like the dual wielding berserker from like Borderlands 2 or an Axton remake or something. That would help. We probably need a better mini map. I don't understand why we downgraded. Another thing that kind of annoys me is the ting sound for legendaries. That sound pops up a lot, and a lot of times it'll be like a purple or something dropping, and it's kind of annoying me. And a lot of times I'm like, oh, is that a legendary? It's like, no, it's just like a bunch of purples. Personally, I think they need to add a second playthrough instead of just like the kind of like mayhem levels or ultimate vault hunter levels. That'd be nice, because I do miss doing a second playthrough, except for everything needs to carry over, and that's the big thing. Profiles need to carry over between every character. Everything that saves to a profile. Backpack, SDUs, for a bank, ammos, the world map, fast travels. So that way when you're playing the game with second character, or you start as level 30 or you start as level 1, let you be able to fast travel to everywhere that you have unlocked. Let that stuff save to the profile, and let you just be able to have access to everything. Because there's nothing worse than creating a new character, having like almost a maxed out bank, and then not being able to do anything with it. Uh, let's see if there's anything else in my. I would add the Borderlands 1 Elementals. The Borderlands 1 Elementals was fantastic. The fire made enemy like guys like go like they would catch on fire, and it was freaking hilarious. You'd get a whole bunch of one-liners from enemies like "I'm gonna pull your spine out through your mouth" or something crazy, something didn't make sense. Um, since I'm almost done with this video, few just last few minutes thing. Acid would make people disintegrate. Shock would make like people's heads explode. It was just like really awesome. They really should copy what made Borderlands 1 and 2 great. And one of them was the elementals, like the fire thing, catching people on fire. That was awesome. Like that game was kind of corny, but it worked. Uh, the acid thing was awesome. The shock thing was awesome. Uh, like Borderlands 3 sold as well as it did because Borderlands 2 was the best in the franchise. Borderlands 3 was cringe and it kind of killed the hype for Borderlands 4. So now it might take 3, 4, or 5. That's what I'm trying to say. I think the reason why this game sold the way it did, 3 sold well because 2 was so great. 4 didn't sell well because people were kind of iffy on 3. It's to the point now that Gearbox has to do something to build back the faith. So hopefully they can start changing these bad decisions they're doing. They can do big fix after big fix after big fix. Maybe make the second season pass, one season pass, charge like $30 for it, but have like 3 DLCs or something in it. I don't know, something big, something to get fans back. Anywho, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Trying to get past that 50 view mark that I'm kind of stuck at. And I hope you all have a good night.